the Enigma, the good counters. So that makes me think that this next pick is going to be something that's on the cheesier side, some win condition that's not Enigma, and they'll probably run the Enigma as a 5 because that way it doesn't really matter if you can get it doesn't matter like how good your hole is. If you're a 5, you just throw it on one guy and it's fine because your other heroes are going to be your win condition. But Alk is banned. Let's see, what else do we have? Still do Monkey King.
I mean, the problem with 5-position Enigma is you're not going to get as great itemization to work around the Rubik. So if you do that single black hole, it's actually worse because Rubik will easily steal it and then get a better one off.
Yeah, but you can just hole him. Then you're using your 5's ability to kill their 4, and it's actually fine. So it's
if they have no other cancels, yeah.
If they have no other cancels, yeah, exactly. And you don't really need to use the hole. Like the stun and the Midnight Pulse are good enough to be useful. Honestly, just the fact that they gave this hero, okay, Tiny. Just the fact that they gave this hero 2 talents that buff his 2 abilities makes him so much better as a 5 because you don't have to play around the black hole as much. Anyway, Tiny. Probably mid. We don't really see people play it as a 4.
10 seconds remaining.
We saw a position, was it 5? We saw a support
5
Tiny
seconds
1.
remaining.
Every other Tiny has been mid. So it's still technically a flex. I don't remember who did that. It might have been Black and Yellow for all we know.
Dire team
Yeah,
back.
you're right. That did just happen. The support Tiny
I think it was
happened.
I'm fairly certain it was crit.
Wait, are you sure it wasn't Quincy Crew? Because I thought it might have been CCNC Tiny, and then it turned out to be someone else.
All these
Tiny.
great teams just meld together, gentlemen. But yeah, either way,
10
still
seconds
technically kind of
remaining.
up in the air, which, I mean, this is the beauty of the draft, right? If you look at Sadboys draft,
5
these 2
seconds
heroes are
remaining.
support. We're not going to
Radiant
see a
team
Dendy
back.
mid Rubik. I would love to. I mean, the old Rasta days, don't get me started with that, Jenkins. But on the other side, it's just completely up in the air what positions these heroes are. So from that alone, I think it gives Black and Yellow the advantage.
It was crit. It was crit. He played with the Timber vert lane. I think they flexed it. Like we thought it was
10
going to be a mid, and then they flexed it. It's funny that it
won, I'm guessing.
They did. I think it's funny that they like
5
flex it that
seconds
way.
remaining.
Like before, it was always like, oh my god, it's a tiny mid, and now we're like, oh my god, it's a tiny 4.
True. I hope it's not a 4. It's so much more fun. I mean, so far you have 2 heroes that you will absolutely blow up.
Yeah,
So
for sure.
It's a good Tiny game so far.
Yeah, I mean, if he can make it out, the advantage now for Sad Boys is if they can read this being a core Tiny, they can set up a lane to really shut him down so he does not snowball and build that kind of momentum. But that's a position Sad Boys put themselves in, getting both their supports right out of the gate.
Dire team back.
I'm not a huge Ryoya Tiny fan. Once again, massive respect to
There we
this
go
guy.
Yeah,
I
it's
think
always like,
he's
not to offend, but you suck.
But to offend.
okay.
sound like right
Well,
now.
because I'm not trying to BS the audience here. I'm not trying to make it. Oh, Ryoya is the best player in the world. No, he's not. But he's top tier
10
at certain
seconds
heroes, right?
remaining.
And Tiny just isn't one of them. I called it with the SF. The game went horribly.
5
Like
seconds remaining.
this is just how mid players function. It's like, yeah, give me this hero. I'll play it. And then they
You need
just
to make it really is there something between you two? You make it very personal on the panel every time. Because you mention it every single game. Like he picks a hero. Yeah, I don't know about this Ryoya hero.
okay. I'll tell you what it is. I'll tell you what it is.
Okay.
We were on a team together, and I sat next to him with this computer, and he was always eating and always watching animes and slurping and eating and just slurping, just like he would slurp rice. Who slurps rice? It's not even wet, but he would still he would slurp like things that are not
Whoa.
slurpable. Okay.
Speaking
Anyway.
of slurpable, Spirit Breaker, that's the segue of a lifetime.
Very good
right there.
segue. Dakota, please get him
What
out
a
of here.
The Slurp Breaker. Third pick.
Whoa! That's
10
awesome. Dude, I
seconds
love
remaining.
this hero. Holy jeez.
Wow, what in
Hero
this
is so
game, though,
fun.
says that we need to
5
get Spirit
seconds
Breaker?
remaining.
Ah, Crystal Maiden
Oh,
Rubik. Time to get Spirit Breaker. Now, that's
I mean, charge is a nice thing to steal for Rubik. It's another good spell for him.
That's a crazy best of one hero, right? Like, you're probably not used to going against Spirit Breaker very often. Well, get used to it, and you have one
Dire
game
team
to get used to it, so.
Tide Hunter.
I mean, it's good against
Radiant
Monkey
team
King,
pick.
mid to late game, if they end up picking it, because it's still available. Into a morph immediately. So you might be seeing okay, is it possible Ags Morphling
With
Spirit Breaker
Spirit
combos,
Breaker.
double charge, you get crazy. Does he get the Ags from Spirit Breaker for free, or does Spirit Breaker need it? I can't remember. You need
No, he would need
Ags
to.
only on Morphling.
Yeah.
right?
Did you know if you
10
steal
seconds
Terrorblade with Morphling, you get the Ags for free if he has Ags? You don't need your own?
seconds remaining.
Isn't it stupid?
Yeah. I mean, it works like that for Earthshaker, right? So it's the same exact concept.
Ah, it's so dumb. It's so dumb.
But I think that in terms of the Aghanim Scepters, I was very... What's the right word? I did not believe in the Spiritbreaker Ags, and then Brax showed me the way, gentlemen. Spiritbreaker Ags is so freaking good, and if you can get on Morphling as well, even better. And you get all that status resist from whatever the hell the second spell is called. Not the spell name.
Bulldoze.
Again. Not this again.
Bulldoze.
Yeah, Bulldoze makes a lot of sense. Is
the excavator, you know.
You know, they should make a skin as cosmetic for Spiritbreaker that turns him into a bulldozer, just a vehicle. What do you guys think?
That's really good. You could
Maybe in
sell
like
that with
years?
the with the player packs that are going to come out, the team packs.
That's true.
Get on that. Yeah, I actually
Valve, they're still working on it.
Yeah, Ice Frog. Apparently his email's open. Everybody get on that. Just send him as many spam them there. Anyway, this Spirit Breaker, I actually really like this into Tide. You get the break from his new Aghanim shard, so it's really good. It's really good in this game if he can get to Ags and Aghanim shard.
They picked the Tide into that.
They did.
The interesting thing.
They did. I guess it's like, okay, well, it's a Spirit Breaker. I mean, this hero doesn't farm. It's like you talk about the Ags, and we talk about the Ag shard being good. Like, how the hell does he get those items? Like, I feel like if you're farmed enough on Spirit Breaker to get those items, you're just gonna win with any hero, you know? Because he doesn't hit creeps. He's like Undying. Anyway, TA, interesting.
Yeah,
I mean, Fraction's pretty good this game, except for against Midnight Pulse.
Yeah, Enigma and Tiny. It's tough against Tiny the Avalanche as well.
How many
10
procs is that
seconds
from
remain. Radiant
Avalanche?
team ban.
Does it just take it off in one Avalanche, pretty much?
I think it's 5.
You don't really get the full You can't burst him if he has refraction on them.
Yeah, you can. But you do take it off, and then I do think he takes the toss damage. So that means he like can't blink after Avatoss, which is quite annoying for TA. Because TA is all about like you have spells cast on you, then you blink, and that's how she survives. She's not particularly tanky exactly.
Soaks, just takes all that soak, which they need someone to snowball and survive any potential movement coming out from Spirit Breaker, I guess. And I guess they hope that DNM is going to be able to fit that bill, and then Fear can really be the insurance policy for the team and kind of be the one to match in the late game against this Morphling. But who is that? What is that hero? You know, Peel's gone, Elk gone, Dusa is on the table, I guess.
Lycan band? I feel like it would be that's a good draw ban. Just a really fast-paced hero to deal with the Enigma, and then you have the Drow TA combo with Tidehunter. That sounds really beastly for running at towers, but so does Lycan. And this is Fear Lycan, and DNM is playing like the true carry mid, so I think you want to pick something that's more of a run at you hero. Wraith King's also okay against the Enigma.
Dire team pick.
But it's it's banned. Okay, they do it for the Lycan.
All right. Nice call.
They don't really have a Spirit Vessel carrier for Morphling though. Against Morphling. They have to force it.
That's true. Yeah.
Oh! It does come out. Oh my God! Best of one time, ladies and gentlemen. It's the Jubei Techies. Just for this moment, here and now, the Void Spirit against first, and DA? Then the Techies.
Guys, I'm not gonna lie. I was gonna pick black and yellow because their lineup is so aggressive, but then they pick a Techies. He's kind of aggressive at times, but it's against Refraction TA. It's only 2 melee here. I don't know about this Techies, guys. I thought the draft was better up until that point.
Dude, they're probably laughing so hard right now. Like,
got him.
Just
got you, Peter. We got you, Peter. That's what they're doing.
I'm gonna go Sad Boys just because I'm confused. I don't know if I can ever go for Techies here, but it is hilarious to see.
Oh my goodness.
I'm glad they did it, but I feel like you're playing Techies into a Necro Carrier, which just means all your mines are going to get de-awarded, and then TA is a classic counter. You just don't die to mines. And they've summons to scout.
But if you're Morphling, you get Ags, you become Techies, more mines to get refracted by a TA. Okay.
All right, sounds good, gentlemen. That's it from our panel. We got to head to a break and throw it on over now. Let's get it over to Gods and Trent, who are going to be on the cast. I had to double check the schedule. Time to sit.
Yeah, you got it, buddy.
Prepare for battle.
Oh, you're not going to camp? I'm trying my leg. Yeah. Good. Okay.
Here we go. Both teams ready for the second tiebreak of the day, and it's Sad Boys charging in head first. The smoke. They're going to catch anyone here. I'm Gods. Joining me is Trent, and Trent, we've got ourselves a techies.
They're in behind.
Who's wrapping around who at this point?
Who's the Radiant? Who's the Dire? We don't know. They're going to drop a ward along the way. Nice. I'm not sure if they saw that on the Wolf. Yeah, I
30
think
seconds
they
to battle.
did.
Definitely a ping on top of it. That's a pink ping, though, so maybe that's
no,
black
right.
and yellow. I'm not sure.
That's a good question. Okay, well, ladies and gentlemen, what more could you ask for? All these best of ones today, and you got yourselves a techies. Way to go.
Yeah, this is... You'd expect this maybe in the league itself in a best of 3, but at best of 1. I mean, I guess we always talk about best of 1s and cheese. First blood picked up by Fear. Nice chase down with the early pointing gush, but
The Alpha Wolf. That's pretty good.
I mean, when it comes to Jubei and Black and Yellow, is this like a cheese pick, would you say? Or is, like, to me, it's kind of just like part of his repertoire, at least when it comes to the pub games.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like... I don't know. There's definitely levels of cheese. It's like, oh my god, they pick techies, they've never picked techies. This is more like, okay, yeah, here comes the Jubei techies. It's like, it's not like Zayat's level where like you're banning it all the time and stuff, but I'm sure in the back of your mind you're thinking about it.
And, you know...
The hardest courier kill. of any
Radiant's
hero.
courier has been
Easy.
killed.
Got it.
I think you need
this is
good
looking
rolls on
cheesy.
that. I think if
Oh,
you
for
get
the
bad
damage?
rolls, it takes 3. I'm not sure. Haven't hit couriers in a while.
Believe it. I mean, if you wanted a sign of where this game might be headed, the Morphling Yamson already has a Midas queued up. So he's like, I got a techies, time to queue up the Midas.
I can appreciate that. Now, I've never even thought about Morphling techies. I don't even know if there's anything there. Yeah, we'll blast off. A lot of silence. That's a lot of damage. Double mines, I guess? You can like double up on mines all over the place? Oh, I don't like this, guys.
I don't know if it's worth getting the Ag Scepter by itself.
Yeah, well, he's Spirit Breaker, though, which is another really good combo.
Yep.
In downtime, you could copy the techies and place more proximity mines.
We'll see where things head here. I don't even know where to start with this game. Yeah. As far as where this game started, Ryoya mid rushing it 10-2 against DNM's Templar Assassin.
Really? Yeah. Oh, yeah. I guess early levels, I suppose. Big fan of the mid tiny. Not so much the 4 tiny. Much happier to see it in the mid lane these days. And it's a good game for it. I mean, that's at least 3 heroes I can blow up, assuming I can catch the lack of refractions. Playing this tiny.
You were saying you've seen a bit of the 4th position tiny in SA. Well, quite a bit of it.
Ugh. Awful. Get away from me. Do you know what Toss is level 1, guys? It's 850 cast range. Okay? The hero is gutted.
Not what it used to be. But all those SA players, like I remember Matthew and Schofield, those guys were like tiny specialists.
Yeah. Yeah, they're off that. Now everyone just plays Earth Spirit. We got like first phase ban Earth Spirits all the time down there.
Not too surprised. And then the other, unexpected 4th position in this game, we have a Spirit Breaker, Black and Yellow, not just busting out techies, but Spirit Breaker coming out of nowhere. I feel like this is a hero we've not seen at all here in the game.
Yeah, I think there was, maybe it was C where they had the Morphling Spirit Breaker game, but yeah, just not a very popular hero. I think Morphling definitely helps its viability in terms of a pick, just because the double, it's very similar to Earthshaker, Earth Spirit, this idea of you're copying a big charging into them and stunning people hero to essentially just like chain stun in the late game.
PPD and Jubei battling it out in the jungle after Jubei gets a nice little stack off. I guess, some techies jungle potentially happen. PPD's like, I'll just take this. I'm a CM. I can farm the jungle.
Oh, yeah, he's coming back for this.
Yeah, Jubei wants his last hit. No.
That would be impressive if you do that on techies.
The odds of getting that surely were less than 10%.
Not for you.
Alright, the invading Crystal Maiden will retreat back to her side. She invades about as fast as a glacier's. But, it's low pace. It's very thematic.
Doesn't have any boots coming out either. Just getting the more vision, some sentries. I'm expecting, Techie's known for its slow gameplay, but I feel like every time I've seen, Zayat's being the big example played, it's been very aggressive in the laning stage. That is not what we're seeing here from Jubei, though.
Radiant's
Yeah, I guess
carry
we just
has been
have the
killed.
combos, right? The only combo I can think of would be like the tiny, but it does not work as well in the mid lane as it does in the side lane because there's nowhere to hide. It's going to be very obvious. And once again, that nerf, we talk about support tiny, but the toss range means you can't really do super cheeky plays either as easily, like at the start, even as a core player.
Curious, do you think there's something about the way like sadboys, their play style, like they are a kind of slow-paced team? Is that partly why you think Black and Yellow thought this is the team to pick Tiny against?
Tiny or Techies?
Yeah,
okay.
that's right.
I think it's best of one puts it in your head, and then you just think about it the entire draft and just decide. I don't even know if it's team-based.
Sure.
Maybe, if anything, I would look more to the words mentality than team play or patterns. I'd be like, yo, we can break these guys.
They're just feeling confident after their previous win. Perhaps also hoping, even if they lose this game, that sadboys can take care of a team so that they still can avoid relegation. A very passive laning stage here. It does overall be slightly favoring sadboys.
Yeah, so
They got the damage for this. He's morphing streak, TP out, nothing to stop that one, so he's fine. And,
he's a Morphling, so he just goes tower.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
And Flea does have this out for him, so yep.
I don't think this hero's going to be not meta until that changes. I think as long as you can do this in the laning stage, this hero's just always going to be pickable. It's so brutal. Why is he the only carry that doesn't have to buy region? I don't know. That's how it is.
Back into a mine and the suicide mid. DNM gets sniped. Okay, Tiny Techies, let's go.
This is what it was all setting up for, and that was only the level 1 cost too, so you're real close for that. Nice
Dire's
tips.
middle
Okay.
tower
Oh, yeah.
is
Oh
under
yeah, here we
attack.
go, here we go.
Haste.
Good tip
This
game.
is a poor decision though. You should not be tipping DNM. He's a young gun. I don't think you're gonna tip this or tilt this guy.
Especially it was a delayed tip, If that was like instant, they waited. You need to get those tips in even
Middle
before he
tower is under
dies. It's like
attack.
that you're
midair.
there.
Yeah. That would be good. Show some confidence.
Tip game
dogpile
good,
on
but
the
not
dead
great.
guy.
Rotation bottom. Sadboys already stacked Techie's mid. Now they want 0. And with a Lycan ultimate, they sure as hell have got this kill. Sadboys go from one kill to the next.
Nice.
No tips back. Very professional.
Dire's
on the
structures
Sadboys.
are fortified. Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
BD keeping his team in check. I feel like he's the one who would probably just be disciplining them if they were throwing out tips and having too much fun.
Yeah, he'll walk over and just frostbite when you're neutrals.
Exactly.
Well, Enigma losing the tower very early. Loves to have
Dire's
the
bottom
pullback
tower
on the creep
is
wave the
under
whole
attack.
time. But this can
Dire's
become an
bottom
issue.
tower has
You pick an
fallen.
early tower pusher, and that first catapult can just take the tower down for you, since Enigma's always denying some of those creeps.
Yeah, and now they're going to lose their jungle, which is, Techies was kind of pseudo-jungling in this triangle earlier, and Lycan with Necrobook can very easily take over enemy ancients, as we're seeing here, so...
Yeah, that'll get you your neutrals fast.
Yeah. Already has a Necro 2 coming out. Just out of fear.
Jelly and Arcane. Ooh, that's a lot of
Dire's
mana.
middle tower is under attack.
Couple mid that survives the combo from Tiny, and now it's Ryoya who's going to be pushed back. Has the phase boot, so get
Dire's
body blocked.
structures are fortified.
And it does seem like Black and Yellow are just playing this slow game, trying to get Techie's level 6 in the jungle. One of the things I've been telling some people, I want to see
Dire's
junglers
middle
come back.
tower
Well,
is
we've got
under
ourselves a jungler and some Techies. I'm not sure this is quite what I was hoping for when...
So far we've had a Huskar and a Techie.
Dire's
Great. This is what you
has
want.
fallen.
Are you happy with
I want the return of like the level 1 jungle Chens, and stuff
Dire's
like
middle
that.
tower is under attack.
I admire
This is,
you.
I guess, the new era of junglers.
That did not look like a very beefy boy right there. That was chopped up sirloin.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
I don't know. I mean, you've got a jungle Techies. I feel like I can't say anything bad about what the Spirit Breaker's doing when you've got a freaking jungle Techies behind him, Trent. Like,
Yeah, it's just a
surely it's
typical
not his
Dota
fault.
player. No matter what's happening in the game, you're just gonna blame the Techie picker.
Yeah.
Either side, teammate or enemy.
If he
Dire's
was
top
in lane,
tower is under
fine pressure,
attack.
sure. But no, he's level 6 now. We'll see what he can do as far as defending towers, because that's going to become
Dire
very important when you're playing
structures
against a
are
Lycan who's going to have a Necro 3 soon.
Dire's top
He's already
tower
stacking
is
remote
under
mines
attack.
behind the tower, anticipating this top tower going down. So this could catch sadboys by surprise.
I have to agree. One kill in the first like 9 minutes does not seem like what you wanted of a Technics. And these are level 1 remotes, so 300 damage. I mean,
Dire's
Gonna get
top
a
tower
fourth one
is
here.
under
No,
attack.
he's.
yeah, he's gonna try and steal one
Dire's
more.
top tower
All
has
right, here we
fallen.
go. Fear.
It's enough. Oh, it is enough. Okay, that was more than 4 there.
Yeah. Okay.
You know, Black and Yellow are making their way through elimination tiebreakers. So
Here's his Juve at the end. Nice.
charge in bottom. They're diving deep here, but with Moo showing up, this is the charge in, force a TP, and get the hell out because this is a little.
I mean, that's cute and all, but like, you know, she's basically gonna rotate through like 4 cans and have to run bottom anyway. I don't know. I'm too concerned if I'm Peter. Like, all right, guys. 1 stack down. Now Techies is getting some smokes up. This better not be a smoke into the enemy jungle and start throwing down mines.
Yeah, we'll see what the Jubei style is going to be.
Gold for me.
But yeah. I see way more aggression than the suicides. The blast offs. Doesn't seem like it's been that valuable this game.
And it kind of doesn't seem like that's his game plan with the techies. It seems like, forget the laning stage, I'm playing all in on this game. Hasn't committed the smoke to go on the radius of the map yet, but at some point, you got to imagine he's going to consider it. I'm playing against what can be a very fast Necro 3, so Fear's going to have a solution for these remote mines.
There was this when LGD were playing a lot of techies last year, or at least like throughout the quarantine era. There was
Revenge, perhaps?
Zeros being chased down here.
Jubei top.
Yeah.
Suicide.
Actually, maybe Zero's gonna get the juice out here. Unless they want to run. Nah, he's good. They got it. So yeah, the whole point was, as you said, like the way that Jubei's kind of playing it, where they used to just give him a bunch of stacks, and they just try to farm up as fast as possible to rush into the
Dire's
agonist.
bottom tower is under
He's got
attack.
the Fairy's trinket, and he's going for a Yasha first. It's kind of interesting. Way more used to the fast eggs, but I guess per potential bloodstone. Then
Do you mean
eggs.
the Kaya on the techies?
Oh yeah, sorry. But,
Yeah, I was like, yeah.
Dire's top
Yeah.
tower is
I
under
guess he's just
attack.
playing that role of delay the game for Morphling, because Morphling does have that fast Midas to go with the Morbid Mask. It doesn't seem like Black and Yellow feel like they're in any rush this game. And they've got late game Enigma, who's one of the best late game heroes as well in
Radiant's bottom
Dota.
tower is
Does not
under
carry.
attack.
Zero in trouble, gets picked up again.
Dire's top tower is under
like a
Third
attack.
dead.
shot.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Very odd game. This is feeling like more like a pub game in some ways than some of the other games that we've had here in the DPC.
Really tilted out of this game. This is a pub on the dial. We're just like, what are you doing? Young on the whole time. No one can like stabilize
Radiant's
their
middle
lanes.
tower is
Brian
under
can't go
attack.
find kills. He's just trying to rush a blink dagger.
Double damage.
I guess his job's going to become just tossing people in the mines at some point, because that's going to be, you can hide the mines away from the Necrobook. Just chuck them in some trees where the Necrobooks won't find them, and then you've got the toss.
Dire's top tower
Yeah,
is under
I mean, I
attack.
have to agree though. Like, Necro 3 coming out because there's a Lycan, refractions. Like this, it's just Techie's window's like over.
Yeah. I mean, we're going to see sadboys just take all these outer towers, control outposts, go for Roshan, and for Black and Yellow, the question is, what do you do about that?
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
We're seeing that Techie's at the very least, and he's setting up his little traps. They're all beaten path. Trying to follow your advice. He's got a couple in the trees by tier 2. I'm sure that sadboys will wind up roaching before they head anywhere too dangerous.
Question is, do they find maybe a toss target into them? But yeah, very much
Dire's
Roshan
middle
probably
tower
on the
is
menu.
under
Very.
attack.
I mean, you've got TA and Lycan. Very easy roaching with these heroes. And Rubik's become a jungler too. We've got some greed coming out from Sadboy. Sneaking with the stolen demonic conversion is just
that's
jungling
nice.
it up.
Yeah, it's not one of these position 5 enigmas either, so you actually get it max leveled. Great. It's bottom lane here too.
Do you see this this Morphling being kind of the king of late game if they can get like delay forever bottom lane? the toss. He's got the box ring, so he's got 2k health. Yeah. And they're going to turn this around with a Ravage. He actually needs to find a way out of this. Goes for the TP, but the damage is there from a Fade Ball. That is not what Black and Yellow were hoping for. His Fear pops the ultimate, chasing after Ryo. He's going to blink to the low ground and find himself a regen rune. He'll be fine.
All right, that was sick. He just stole that, I'm pretty sure. I don't think he had that before.
Yeah, I don't believe so either.
Also, he's back.
He's gone out.
Don't fuck that up, bud. Do not want that to happen. Wow. All right. Well, that's another way Snaking lives. Very impressive. Well done. Kind of a free steal, but they still went on him anyway, so it was kind of their own fault. Outside of Black and Yellow.
Here's what Zero's going for in his Enigma. He saved up 2k gold.
All right, they're trying to find a trap. They're not close enough.
Tanky in the mid lane. They have the mines to toss back to. I think Flea may go stand on them. Ryoya has tossed in 2 seconds. Oh, not going to get a chance to toss anyone into the mines.
That should help.
God, they're just lost, man. I just don't even know. Like, Roya doesn't have anything to do. He's like literally trying to bait them close enough to toss to a spear breaker on top of some mines. Like, you could have just played Dota, guys.
It's weird because, yeah, like you say, it doesn't feel like they're playing Dota, but at the same time, I don't have the full, like, they've lost. It's more just like they're going to just keep delaying this game for Morphling and hope for the best.
This will come in handy.
As well as, I guess, Enigma going for, like, a BKB Blink, maybe? I don't know what Enigma's going.
Actually, I have not really considered that. Well, I don't know. Rubik's just so good versus Enigma now because of the cast range on Supremacy.
And I feel like PPD teams are good at playing that methodical Dota where they're going to get map control and just get the latest game and play to get like a 30-40k gold lead if needed.
Oh yeah, he's got the clipboard out right now. He's writing down the objectives, just telling everyone this is where you're allowed to go. This is what you're allowed to do. And if you do these things, we'll just win some Dota. All right, he's pinging the mine stack. There we go. All right, you're not supposed to both stand on it.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Can they get the top back?
Something here.
Yeah. So it's going to be a charge bottom as they take the tier 1 bottom tower. Snaking completely alone here. Keeps it more straight. Yeah, I think they should have the damage. Doesn't get the Nether Strike off, and Snaking will still die to the right clicks. Oh, okay, so they've seen the Mind Sack mid.
Yeah, the Necronomicon.
The gig is up. Well, time to, you know, they just have to put it. Okay, they've got another one above the tower as well.
Tower is under attack.
I mean, you just have to hide these entries, I guess. You can't scout with Necros because they're completely trapped off.
Yeah, sure there are.
Radiant's bottom tower
not
is
a
under
sticker,
attack.
just want to be clear.
Radiant structures are fortified.
As for sadboys, they're looking to perhaps
Dire's
speed up this game.
structures are
Drums from Lycan. Looking to get some additional pushing power. DNM has the Blink desk. Someone is going to go high ground now. Some of the Necrofolks and see what they can do. Blink comes charging in to try and delay this one. Could be in some trouble with the Frostbite there, and yeah, it's just a dead Spirit Breaker. Questions are like, okay, guys, what's the plan here? Is there a mine? No.
I don't know if this was a bluff that's like, oh, it's high ground. They'll definitely have mines, but they're not buying it.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Yeah. He started making a stack now, but it's too late, and there were only maybe a couple remote mines here, so free tier 3 tower. They don't grab the racks, but they can kind of just disengage and come back in another day or go to another lane.
And they are just completely unfazed on the side of sadboys. I feel like they're probably a little bored, honestly.
Yeah, they're probably wondering, you know, what will Black and Yellow thinking a bit with this draft, but they'll happily avoid this mid lane where Techies has set up multiple traps. But the Philosopher's Stone, so if they really want to slow it down, you know, they've got that passive gold income as well for their supports.
I got a Rubik. So I'll let me just walk up and take that arcane room right under a tiny. That's so ridiculous. It's just too tanky. Can't kill him. Doing some quick math with his skills. He's like, that Rubik's like the same level as me, and he has 2,000 health. So yeah, nope.
Well, next on the menu for Sad Boys, it looks like they're gonna go have another go at this top lane. Again, not many mines set up here. I guess, I mean, there's not really, you'd have to put these remote mines. That said, you need to put them in trees to look for those toss targets,
Dire's
but
top barracks are under
DNM with an
attack.
Aegis is kind of unafraid. He can just go high ground regardless of mines. And they are going to find some of those remote mines now.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Spear breaker.
My blades and my
I mean,
land.
Lee in game 1 was the MVP, and this game it's like, you put him on a Spirit Breaker where there's just
Dire's
nothing he can
top
do.
barracks
I feel
has
bad
fallen.
for the guy. I don't even feel like he's done it. This game.
I don't know. These traps, dude, just like they're spotting these little enclaves of mines. They know. They
Yeah.
played against this, you know?
Yep. Wolves go in, blow up the landmine, yeah. I think they probably, you know, the comms I gotta imagine this team right now is like, how do we
Dire's
die?
middle
Toss into
tower
mines.
is under
Okay,
attack.
we're gonna see mines with Necrobook, so they're gonna hide every single mine in trees. So they're just gonna be, get these hide. They're using traps, they're chopping down trees. I imagine how they assess, like, there's no other way they can lose this game, they probably say.
Dire's middle tower has
They would be
fallen.
correct.
Flea, another charge in. Is he going to commit to this one? No. I was like, if he charges this one, then he's tilted.
Radiant's bottom tower is
All right,
under
where's my
attack.
Enigma? What's going on, Zero? Got 1,700 gold.
Okay.
All right, just catch everyone in a Midnight Pulse black hole. Oh, I
On the
almost
toss,
missed
they
it.
Ryoya trying to pull him into these remote mines, but Sadboys are just ignoring the mines. They kind of know there's no mines on the high ground. They were around that tier 2 mid, so not much to defend the high ground, and
Dire's
Aegis
middle
is
tower is
expiring,
under
but
attack.
Sadboys just showing confidence regardless.
Yeah, they're smoked for this. This is their fight. They decided.
Yeah. Zero has a blink. Black hole catches a couple thinking. He steals the black hole. He's still taking him, turn this around. He throws to the black hole of his own. Catches up too. He's no mana left, and Ryoya can just stand and watch. They've lost Fear though, so a bit of the Sadboys firepower gone, but they're still convincingly winning this fight. And DNM go charging in. No, he gets blown up. The mines. It came into play. All right, not bad for Black and Yellow here.
That is not bad. But considering the situation, I will definitely take that if I'm Black and Yellow. Man, what happened to that techies? I can't tell who tossed him. That was pretty wild. I'm investigating.
No. The Spirit Break into Rubik turns out not very easy to charge people. Instead they got PPD, who gets glibbered up though, so the Nether Strike not doing a whole lot to him, and Lee is just dead.
The hard.
Might be the end of the Spirit Breaker experiment, but it also could be the last game that Black and Yellow play here in the DPC tiebreakers. For better or for worse. As Sad Boys say, well, you've defended once, this time you're in a black hole, so can you defend again?
Yeah, something tells me this guy doesn't have a refresher hidden in the base or anything. You're probably safe to go, but at the same time, you know, one thing that gets easier in a Techie's game is you get more clumps. It's easier to put these defenses down, and now he can double up by putting these traps right in front and saying, now I have toss threat, as well as the classic sitting in front of the tower mine. The Aghanims is only one piece away. Juve.
Okay. Kind of like the more lanes of Rex you're down, the better for techies. Less lanes to defend.
Yes, he's just an anime hero.
Morphling has an E-Blade now. See what he can make of that in these team fights. It feels like since that kill on Fear top behind the 2 on tower, the techies remote mines have just not caught anybody by surprise though.
I mean, that one was particularly funny because like, who does that? Who doesn't show it all for the defense? Is like, I'll get him after. I mean, I definitely don't blame Fear, but it was pretty comical.
It was like ever since that kill and tip, it was just like, right, serious, but we're not giving this techies another highlight this entire game.
Yeah, this is not what you want to lose to. Flea smoked up here alongside Yamsun. There's a Orca here though.
Dire's bottom tower is
That
under
was the perfect
attack.
timing for his charge.
Has a refraction back up in a second, gets the Orca. DNM, yeah, I was about to say, he could just turn and get that kill if not for the E-Blade. He almost still dies. Wow. Okay. You know, sad boys. Taylor up. They probably have to just farm it up and wait for next Roshan here if they want to play this safe. I mean, you know, against the techies, you want that high ground sieger to have that second life. Probably some BKEs.
This is also how many of the games I've played because he wouldn't lane siege either. Oh, wait, hold on.
Himself alive. The tide gets off the raptor. That's going to catch up to it. Yamson, even with all the morph strength here, he's got no way out of the frostbite. Wait for him out as it ends, but he still gets sniped. And they still a black hole on Rubik.
It's nice.
Yeah.
Oh, he's going to have black hole black and yellow.
Yeah.
Gone.
Radiant
There's a
structures are
buyback, but
fortified.
so we enter phase 2 now of buying the gem and gem carrier. That is now the new goal, right?
Snaking black hole's bottom, but he's already TP'd out. It was wearing off.
Yeah, he actually had the right spot. That's the... I think he did at least. He was close.
So yeah, gem on PPD.
Kill the gem carrier.
Yep. It is the CM, so... Roshan will be a very quick respawn. 15 seconds, and gotta imagine sad boys will be instantly running themselves into the pit, and will be alive here, but I feel like their map control, I mean, they've just got 0 wards up. Literally the only vision they have is inside their own base and a single remote mine down in this bottom lane, so I don't think they can contest Roshan even if they smoke out.
I guess they have to play for the sign fight. That's your best bet.
Yep. So is this feeling more and more like a Slacks Techies game is what I'm hearing?
Roshan has fallen to the rift forever.
After a couple hundred, though, he does get a little bit better, you know. He's a little bit more active in the lane these days.
Okay.
Sorry, bud.
Lycan?
I don't know. The thing is, he always ends up winning those games, as much as I hate to say it. That's the really frustrating part. I've seen so many games exactly like this. And then something, he's got the 4-step plays. That's the highest mechanical skill that Slacks holds in Dota, is his ability to 4-step people in the mines. It makes no sense with how else he plays Dota. See if maybe they can get some nice Nether Strike toss plays, all kinds of shenanigans.
I'm just going to force them to go with the toss. DNM will snipe off Flea on the Spirit Breaker, as it does seem like Stat Boys could be gearing up for another high ground push soon, but they've got to deal with some pesky split push first.
They're actually being quite a nuisance down here, like hiding in the trees, lurking, waiting for the next wave, killing another wave, running around in circles with the Eidolons. Makes another Eidolon. Okay.
Yeah.
Think he's coming back. He's going to be looking for an Enigma, and he might find a Morphling. That's not who I wanted.
I feel like surely Black and Yellow are just trolling it. If they're going to Black Hole or Rubik, I guess you can defend high ground without Black Hole because you've got techies, so maybe it's not trolling, but... Black Hole! What's he thinking, Trent?
Does he live? Is there some world where if they don't Black Hole, the Rubik gets out?
He's pretty farmed. I mean, he had the Yules in a blink, but I don't know.
He could have just turned into Rubik and just killed him. Seemed a little unnecessary.
Yeah, no, I fully agree. I mean, it almost seems better to let him live and not Black Hole. But making a statement, I guess. I think that this game is about blocking Yellow.
Versus so he just figured why even the first time.
Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
Now Sadboy is like, okay, Black Hole's down. I guess we could push right. There's a lot of mines.
Yeah, anything else since.
Right on the high ground there.
They did it.
Got a few remotes on the high ground still. He gets rooted instantly, has a BKB though, so DNM doing a good job holding on to it.
Radiant's courier has been killed.
Guess you've defended high ground?
The 4-stat plays worked. Get in, get out, take care of the Aegis. Now you don't really, what's the value going high ground now without Aegis?
Yeah. And they need
actually not. Mathematically, you should probably just leave.
They need to get some more mines up faster through Black and Yellow. That's what Juba's, I think, realizing. His mine's on the high ground. We're gonna clear a creep wave. He gets lifted, Ryoya. Has to be careful here. Ryoya's got an E-Blade as well.
Guys, you can have
They're
the whole map to yourselves.
This is
Dire's
Techies
middle
Dota right here.
tower
They're
is under
defending high
attack.
ground. Yamson's just farming and pushing out top. Flea was in the mid lane. They're delaying this
They're,
well.
charging, snaking too. My God, she's not blink range? What is this hero?
Oh, they noticed he's being charged, so here come the backup as Flea may have ruined his life here. I feel like that's kind of his job, just to charge around, create some havoc.
Mid lane? I'd run dead there, but yeah, okay.
Like Dina gonna steal these E-blades and just jump a nullifier or something at this point.
Yeah, I think with his burnout is definitely the right call. And the only other thing I could imagine would be Scythe, but then Scythe doesn't answer if someone else to E-blade them, so I don't see why he wouldn't just go straight null.
They didn't make a dent on the black and yellow high ground. Having less lanes then work in their favor, and having the minefield sign allowing them to hide some remote mines also working wonders.
The key to techies is the lack of patience that anyone has in pubs. You're discipline for patience when you're playing in a pub. You're just for safety.
That was meeting and
Thrown.
But yeah, the benefits of going high ground are so minimal. God, this is breaker. 0, 11, and 3 for Flea. Not what we expect out of this guy. He has been handed a pretty hard. I mean, really, he kind of is the 5 with how they, of course, played Juve's game, but how fun here to be the 5 one.
feels like if this game goes long, it's going to be very they sort of roll over here and don't have to worry about the toss into remote mines as much.
Yeah, and Moo was really close to that stack too, but Sun, I guess Juve just didn't find it.
They're also split pushing mid, and there's no minefield sign, so PPD has found where the remote stack is, so looks like this mid-tier 3 some trouble. Remote mines on the high ground going to just clear up some necropop, so that'll force a tiny buyback a bit. Things are somewhat limited here, so enough to force sadboys to back off for now. This game.
Well, with all the tiebreakers today, it was bound to happen, right?
Get one clown-ass game.
We are blessed here to get to witness this.
I usually don't mind tennis games that much. Like, they're kind of fun and interesting. This is like the full-on hub start. Let's defend high ground for as long as possible. Not the techies I feel like I've seen more in Pro Dota, where there's a
I'm
bit more
grateful to you.
Yeah, well, as North Americans, we like to make things accessible to the common man hub player, right? This is a blue-collar techies. This guy's been in the matches. He's done this before. He's not one of your high and mighty Zayats European techies. It's not how he rolls. And he did go Scythe over the null, actually. Okay.
And Yamson is going for the Ag Scepter, so are we seeing more mines? Are we seeing Spirit Break? I'm curious to see what we'll get out of this Ag Scepter on Morphling. I feel like he's going to be just planning more mines for the team.
What's Scythe? Isn't null just like way better? I guess Scythe versus the Morphling. That part's actually kind of fair, though.
Sure. Yeah, makes sense.
And there's when people are solo, the Scythe is better, and they're going to be finding a lot of solo heroes they're anticipating because you can't all sit high ground with techies. And he could just get Nullifier after on.
All right. Perhaps Roche number 3 will be the lucky charm for sadboys. You know, high ground push failed.
Pubs, do you? I think someone should bring the this guy see someone's been playing against some techies in their pubs, trying to give some friendly advice to the players. Good idea. You're not wrong, bud.
That's true. I mean, there's one queued up on the Rubik, I guess. Tied with a Heart of Terras, all in on the health, you know? You're playing against techies, why not? Good plus Heart.
I love that shard, too, that he picked up pretty early.
Oh, yeah.
It was all about the shards, you know? I love that Snapfire that he was playing at the start of the league. I'm sad we haven't seen more of that. That shard is really cool.
Yamson playing this Spirit Breaker Morphling, charging around the map.
It's all
Some Storm Chen shenanigans, I guess. What can you do here to... What is the play? What kind of sneaky little mine things can you set up that lets the Morphling move around the map. They've got really deep wards already across the map, which is kind of cool.
Okay.
Like, is it worth putting remote, like, I wonder if there's a place you can put a proximity mine where you can get vision of creeps. Probably not. Get vision of creeps without setting it off, so you can always, like, charge.
Radiant.
They've seen this Rubik under a ward. It feels like they're just... Oh, they've been scanned now. The charge coming in. Thinking not going to expect this one. Doesn't get the lift on. Let's blow him up here. Oh, Fear's coming in. Oh, and he gets... Fear shows up with the shapeshift. They blow him up. They blow up the Morphling. Absolutely deleted with the scythe device. Don't think he was expecting that. And now with the silence on should be going down as well. They made the classic... This is where the techies yells at your team, like, why did we leave our base, you know? I feel like I've played with these techies on my team, and they're just like, come on, we had one plan, it's defend high ground. And eventually you get impatient. Much like the team against techies gets impatient, sometimes the teammates of the techies get impatient.
They must have, like, a subreddit or a Discord or something. They all say the same stuff.
True.
They're all very similar in nature.
I feel like I've been in those games, yeah, with Slacks or anything, and they're just like, guys, why are we leaving base?
Hang out with me on it.
Dyer's
Why
middle
having fun?
tower
I'm
has
having so
fallen.
much fun.
Yeah, hang out for 2 hours, become best buds, and, you know, be a good time.
This is a pretty cool game for the TA Agony they just got from the Roche. 'Cause typically, I would think you'd want to put that on the Lycan,
Gold for me.
but they're gonna give it to TA so she can move around the map.
Gold for me.
It's what? It's a very, 15-second cooldown is very low. So, another smoke from black and yellow. It looks like they're just smoking down on their high ground and go for a toss play, perhaps, as there's going to be an Aegis push coming their way. Game plan here.
I mean, really, they're gonna push where they see the sign. They're like, wait till they see the sign and let's go anywhere else, right? You never want to be where the sign is. There's no point.
And they've seen it now, so
Dyer's middle barracks are under attack.
go looking for this bottom lane. Perhaps there's a couple mine clamps though in the bottom lane. Well, two near the bottom lane.
You know, if they caught the toss, then they could double toss all the way to the mid clump. Ooh. Yeah. Now that would be plays. I would appreciate that.
Lift up. Called the tiny. They hacks into the ravage. They're looking to block Ryoya. Could be in some trouble. Does not have a buyback. Now they're not about to bust it off. Got the... He's just getting deleted. Deja vu. As they go deep in.
Dyer's middle barracks.
Well, that's going to force black and yellow back.
Dyer's bottom tower has fallen. Dyer's bottom barracks are under attack.
Moments passing quickly as Techies also done this.
Dyer's bottom barracks has fallen. Dyer's bottom barracks has fallen. Radiant.
I mean, I heard Rich fucking like keep it up all night, rolling and it visions on the ceiling. He's in like Queen's Gambit.